Today we're speaking with Eugene Jorov. Eugene successfully ran an Indiegogo campaign back in November of 2013 to help fund the manufacturing of the Angel. Over the course of their 46-day campaign, they were able to raise over $334,000 with the help of 1,922 funders. The Angel is the first wearable health sensor designed to be open. It fits aesthetically around your wrist and will be able to send vital information to your smartphone, including pulse, temperature, activity levels, and blood oxygen levels. The Angel helps to revolutionize the way we track our day-to-day activities. Today we'll hear about the Angel's story and how they are using openness to help others. Thanks for being with us today, Eugene. How's everything over there?
Hi, Michael. I just wanted to say that I wasn't the only one running the campaign. There was a whole team behind it, you know.
Of course. Okay. Well, I guess, where did all of you guys think about the name Angel? Where did that come from?
Well, it's pretty simple. We all need a guardian angel to watch our back in terms of health. And this is the direction we wanted to set from day one. So Angel is just the first step, but it's definitely a technology that eventually could become a guardian angel for everybody. A device to guide us and to warn us about everything important in health and fitness and healthy lifestyle.
Got it. Yeah, it makes sense. That's a good name. I like the name. So you just mentioned you're one of the founders of the Angel. There's a whole team of you. Can you jump in a little bit about your background and maybe some of the background of the other team members?
All right. So my co-founder Amir is an electronics guy. He's been doing that for a while. We are friends from our military. We've been friends since our military service. And myself, I'm more of a software guy. I've been writing code since I was more or less 12 years old. My true love is the combination of software and hardware, which is electronics basically. Mm-hmm. Of course, we've been doing this for quite a long time, so we can run things and not only engineer and build stuff. Also, we are we're joined by friends from engineering, from business development, from even communication experts. So it's a kind of a small family of friends who all believe in I'd say an open future for health. And we came together to build this thing.
Awesome. No, it sounds like you guys have a good team, and I know a good team goes a long way. So let's go into the actual Angel sensor. Let's talk a little bit about that. Where did the idea come from?
Right. So we are big believers in lean startups, and originally we started out trying to build a much more sophisticated device. We wanted to build a heart rate predictor, but it didn't work out. Over time, we realized that we were facing two problems. One was the actual hardware platform, and the other one was the business case, the logic, how to detect some patterns in the heart rate. And then it was our, I'd say, eureka moment when we realized we were not the only ones facing that kind of problem. And we just said, oh, let's build an open platform so everybody could use it. So I think it was maybe half a year after we started working on the original idea, and in between we've tried several other variations, but that was the last pivot we've made, and it was really that thought of open platform really resonated with us, and we really decided to pursue that. Never felt sorry ever since.
Absolutely. Okay, so you figured out the idea, and I guess when did you realize, or when did you think this could be something successful? Was it when everyone started giving you feedback, or was it a specific moment where you thought there was a lot of potential for this?
So feedback was the key component, because when you start building something, you never know for sure how it's going to be accepted. But in August, we managed to get written about on TechCrunch, and a lot of people from what we define as our core audience, who are technological people, technologically minded, and care about health, started contacting us and sending feedback and expressing their needs and also expressing their enthusiasm about this idea. And that was the first time we realized we were really onto something. And since then, this confidence just grew and grew, because we received more and more feedback, and we understood that we were in the right direction.
So that was just back in August of 2013, you said? When things kind of just picked up? Wow.
Yeah, definitely.
So you guys are moving fast. I'm sure you're even faster now.
Everything agile. For business development, everything.
That's awesome. So when did development begin for the specific Angel product? I know you said there was another product that you kind of worked on, but when would you say the Angel product started developing?
Well, we've been at it for about 2 years now, but I'd say that the real platform, the real hardware platform around that core idea started taking shape more or less a year ago.
Okay.
So it's been a lot of time. Yeah, a lot of time spent on this.
And then you realized we're at the peak moment. People actually want this product, but we need money. So was this like kind of where you decided we need to consider going into crowdfunding, or did you even consider other funding methods?
Well, we had two goals in crowdfunding, and we believed from the start that that was the right path for us, because being an open platform, crowdfunding and reaching out to a crowd of developers and to our customers, to early customers, is in the very DNA of an open product. So that initial outreach was our goal number one, and our goal number two, of course, was that validation and also the funding that comes through crowdfunding. Angel is a hardware product, so it's very difficult to get to manufacturing with the amount of money raised, actually, and we always considered doing a pincer movement and raising funds from other sources. But it's always been clear to us that crowdfunding was a key ingredient in being open.
That's right. That's right. So you guys knew crowdfunding was going to be kind of the way that you guys were going to go. Was there a platform that you knew you were going to approach, or kind of did you just say this is the right one, Indiegogo is the right one?
We were pretty methodical at about this. We spent maybe a couple of weeks researching what platforms were out there. We picked the big ones, and eventually we selected Indiegogo for being the most flexible and the easiest to communicate with.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's it. We never reopened that question, and our research is, I don't know, is 6 months old now. I don't know. A lot of things are happening in this area, so maybe it's no longer true. But to us, Indiegogo was actually the only way to go.
Awesome. That's good to hear. So, did you have any challenges getting onto Indiegogo, or did you find it pretty easy process?
Crowdfunding is a nice idea. Execution is a lot of hard work. I can tell you, I can share a secret that, in fact, the campaign that you saw is our second campaign. Our first campaign never went live. We decided to scrap it because it wasn't good enough. And we basically started from scratch. So translating an idea into an actual campaign is a very work-intensive process. It took us several months to get ready and to launch. And of course, if building a campaign is hard, running a campaign is twice that.
You're right, right. And we'll get into that a little bit. So you start the campaign, and obviously there's a lot to prepare. There's the video, there's the marketing content, there's choosing all the different levels. I mean, what kind of preparation went into that, and how long did it take you?
I'd say at least 4 months of trial and error, and the last 2 months were really intense. Mm-hmm. That's what it took us to launch.
Okay. So, you said you were about to do a crowdfunding campaign. You were about to launch one, but you didn't. At the end of the day, you didn't feel like it was good enough. Getting to that point, how did you guys educate yourself, or how did you guys decide, this is the right path to go in terms of, the video, the content? Was there any blogs or any type of books that you were reading, or was it kind of just trial and error the whole time?
We pretty much read everything we could lay our hands on. No books, but any blog, any PDF, any website that was that had any information on crowdfunding. We just researched everything, and But I'd say that it's very important to do your research, and very extensive one, and try and learn from the mistakes of other people. But it's also very important that that research process has to stop at some point. So otherwise you'll never launch. And we started researching, and when we felt that each new information source was feeling kind of repetitive, we said to ourselves, okay, we have learned everything we can, like 80-20 from existing sources, and let's do it.
Okay. So kind of you got the key points of information down, and then once you got those implemented, you moved on to the next piece. Got it. So what, in terms of marketing and I guess the video, what's the most important part? Or what did you guys feel like the most important part was for the campaign?
Well, I can quote Slava Rubin, the founder of Indiegogo. Today he's the CEO, and their CEO. Each campaign has 3 parts. The first one is built around your friends and family. The second one, or the middle part, is the hardest one. And there are actually no secrets to that one. You need to get up every morning and ask yourself the question how you are going to bring people to the campaign. And no amount of marketing tricks will help you. But the last part is really when the campaign accelerates and you start getting gaining momentum, and you could really, the platform itself will help you, and the bloggers and the newsmen start taking interest in the campaign that is about to succeed or has just succeeded. So these are the 3 parts, and each one of them, well, you cannot get to part number 2 unless you are successful in reaching out to your core audience. And as I mentioned, we have made an early start with that TechCrunch piece, and when we launched, we already had a small audience of people taking interest in Angel, as well as our family and our friends who believed in us. So it was absolutely crucial, because unless you are able to get to the first, I'd say 20-30% of the amount you're looking for, if your friends don't trust you, then why would people who just come to the website trust you and contribute to your campaign? So I'd say the most difficult part was the middle part, when you never know if you're going to go to cross the 50% line. Yeah. It was a tremendous challenge.
And how long did it take you guys? I mean, when did you? I mean, your goal was $100,000. So when did you reach, I guess, that $50,000 mark, and when did you start feeling that momentum?
I'd say the momentum started building up at around $70,000, and the lowest the lowest time of the campaign was in between 30 and 60, 30 and 50. So that's when we really got nervous, because the campaign progressed initially progressed at a linear pace. But then towards the middle, it started slowing down. It was really, we were really anxious. Every day was a struggle.
Wow. So, like, what your campaign was, I think, 46 days. Am I right?
Yep.
And like, what day did you say like you actually felt that momentum? Like, how much into the campaign?
I think it was about 25 days.
Wow. So so there was a lot of anxiety kind of going around, I imagine.
Yeah, uncertainty is the greatest fear of all, you know. And if you just don't know what's going to happen next. And the biggest problem is for people who well, for us running the campaign was that if we didn't do anything, nothing happened. You know, it's all up to you. At the end of the day, it's all up to you. You can hire PR experts and media companies and I don't know, anything, everyone you want, but the initiative comes from you, from the campaign owner.
Uh-huh. And what kind of I guess initiatives did you guys do? Would you say it was like your social media outreach, Twitter, Facebook, etc., or was it, I guess, your PR outreach, or just writing emails to close friends? What would you say that was your strategy, I guess?
Writing emails remains the most effective means, but it's limited because you can only write heartfelt emails to only so much people who are in your inner circles. I have to admit that we weren't able to really leverage the social networks. We never got that social buzz and never went viral in the classical sense. Media outreach and news bloggers and guys who are after hot campaigns and exciting campaigns only started taking interest in us towards the end of the campaign. It was an important part. This is when we managed to jump from 100% to 300% of the campaign, all thanks to that media buzz and media outreach. But it wasn't really effective in the beginning. Nobody wanted to hear about us because, well, just another campaign at its beginning.
No, that makes sense. I mean, a lot of the times you hear maybe it's one media article that just picks up, people get excited about it, and all of a sudden it just gets tossed around the kind of the social networks after the article has been written, and then people kind of come back into the campaign and hopefully donate. So your funding goal was $100,000. Can you talk a little bit about the calculations that went into that funding goal?
It actually takes a lot of trial and error and a lot of guts. You got to believe in yourself, because in our case, you don't really build a hardware product with that amount of money. So you are going to, if you are considering to launch a campaign, you should be looking for the right balance. So how much you need and how much you can raise, or how much you estimate that you can raise. And in our case, it was all balanced with how much we were hoping to get from other resources, from our own pockets, from friends, family, and fools, and those kind of investments. So it was a guess, an educated guess. I'd say this is the best definition that I can use in our case.
Okay. Okay. That's it. No, it makes sense. Did you do what kind of funding goal did you have? Was it if you get to the funding goal, you get all the funds, or was it the other one where you get the money no matter what happens?
So the first is called fixed campaign, and the second is called flexible. We chose a fixed campaign because we felt that if we, we had to challenge ourselves and our own perception of how successful the product could be. So we decided internally that if we don't hit that mark, then we have to rethink everything. So we didn't want to take people's money for a product that wasn't about to be successful, and that's why we chose the fixed campaign formula.
Got it.
Which means that we wouldn't get any money unless we got to the target.
So I imagine when you got to the 100,000 mark, it was It was a good moment in the office.
Yeah, we had our own celebration.
And then the 200,000, and then the 300,000. I'm sure there was a lot of excitement in the office. So, I guess a lot of times we get the questions from people who are interested in doing campaigns. They ask, what was the most important part about, or the important thing you should do when going to the campaign? You kind of touched on it a little bit, saying that the social media wasn't too influential for you guys. It was more the emails. But what do you think is the most important part? Is it maybe is it reaching out to media outlets, or a great video, or good marketing content? What would you say is the most important part, or if there's more than one, please elaborate.
Well, I'd say it's both. I would say have everything ready before you launch. Build a team. Be sure to start with a team and not alone. And trust your instincts, because you'll get so much advice and a lot of people will tell you this and that, but you got to trust your instincts. And above all, remember you are the engine of the campaign. Nothing is going to happen unless you initiate it. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't really. All the rest is technical. It depends on the nature of your product and the nature of your target audience, how you are going to reach them. It can be social media, it can be news, and it can be, it depends. Toys and gadgets tend to go viral on the social channels. Other projects require different means, but the core idea is that you start with a team, you start well prepared, and you just take each day at a time.
Got it. So the team is really important, you'd say, in being able to put, have other people holding on to certain responsibilities. And I'd imagine one of those big responsibilities is actually the campaign management. I hear a lot of the big part of the campaign, or the hard work of the campaign, is dealing with all the people that are asking you questions and corresponding with you. Did you find that challenging, or were you able to get a pretty good hold on that?
It was extremely challenging, even though we knew from the start that that was going to be our one of our most critical points, because we are an open product, and being open with people who communicate with us was extremely important to us from day one. It's never easy, because you get hundreds of emails and questions every day if you are successful, and you have to be very patient. You have to actually expose yourself to the world we were doing live chats, we were answering emails, we had like 5 or 6 incoming information channels we were handling at any given moment. But it was worth it. It was worth it because we were true about this. We were really true about our message, and we were honest communicating with our people, with our contributors.
Was there any?
But well,
continue.
I was just going to say that all it took was 14-hour days throughout the whole campaign.
Yeah, we kind of hear that a lot. It's almost like, the campaign period is you're basically up the whole time. No, not too much. Not too much.
I have no memory from it. I have no memory. It's like a black hole. I slept for a week afterwards.
Well, I'm sure it was a good slumber because now you have $334,000 to make the product, and I guess now that you do have you do have the money now. The campaign was successful. There was lots of tactics involved to make it successful. I guess where are you now in the post-campaign era, and when can people expect to see the product?
Well, we are aiming at April. I don't know yet if we're going to make it. We are pushing hard, sprinting with all we have. We had to restructure our team a little bit to improve the. Well, I'm a big believer in agile, and we were trying to improve our development cycles in hardware and software both. So we are pushing towards manufacturing. It's a big challenge. Mm-hmm. Just stay tuned. That's all I can tell you.
Got it. So, have you guys got a lot of steam after the campaign? Did you get any orders even after your campaign, or would you say right now you kind of have all the orders in and that's all you're taking, or are you continuing to take more orders?
Actually, we are not taking any more orders, even though there are some inquiries and requests. But it was important to us. Well, we are a small company, and it was important to us to really focus all our resources on actually building the product after the campaign, and that's why we made this tough decision, I'd say, to stop taking orders immediately after the campaign and just build Angel.
Got it. So, are you learning that, or do you anticipate the money that came in from Indiegogo to be enough, or do you think it's going to be right on?
Well, it's not going to be enough, but we'll manage.
Yeah, I kind of comes like that. We've talked to a couple successful campaign owners, and it seems like the money's never enough at the end of the day.
But I think it's important that you run a lean operation, especially in the beginning. So if you're not hungry, you're not going to make it.
That's right. So besides the campaign funds, would you say was there any additional benefits that you received from going the crowdfunding route, taking the crowdfunding route?
Well, obviously, the media coverage and more developers and partners who discovered us thanks to the campaign. We've met quite a lot of interesting people, and it was a very interesting experience.
And I guess following that question, would you do anything differently?
I think I can never know. I'm certain. I usually try to do things my own way, and I think this is the best we can ask of ourselves. There are things that could be better, but I don't think we would. I would go back and change them. It was one big experience. Next time is going to be something different.
That's right. And do you think we'll see you going to the crowdfunding route again?
I don't know, but maybe in 10 years. I'm still recuperating from all that hard work. Really, I prefer, let's say, engineering is much easier to me than running a campaign.
Wow.
It's on a more serious note. It's a very important tool today, and I think it's also fundamental for projects like Angel, which are open source platforms and open ideas, open architectures, open protocols. Everything that is about interaction, about communities, all those projects should consider the crowdfunding path.
Mm-hmm. So, Eugene, being an entrepreneur yourself, and you are attacking this project, obviously you have a whole team of entrepreneurs behind you. Do you have any advice for other entrepreneurs out there who are maybe going through crowdfunding or even just wanting to start their own business? You know, what kind of advice do you have to offer?
Just try, fail, try over, and yeah. But bear in mind that crowdfunding is also a risk. It's a major risk. What happens if you don't succeed? Find ways of managing that risk. In our case, it was trying an early exposure through the media and really trying to understand if the product was going to be interesting before launching the campaign. And I'm sure that entrepreneurs out there can think of other creative ways of testing the water before the campaign itself. Because when you launch, you have to succeed. Mm-hmm. Well, if you fail, you just try again. But just try and combine these two and find your own interpretation.
Okay. So don't be too afraid to fail, but if you do fail, learn from the mistakes and keep on moving. Maybe that's...
I think the only important principle for entrepreneurs is getting things done.
Mm-hmm. Execution.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. So I think there you have it. Execution and pushing forward, and fail, move forward, fail, move forward. Got it. So, we're kind of wrapping things up, and we've definitely heard quite a unique story and a successful story by the Angel team, and we're hoping that they're going to continue moving forward and bring out a really exciting product. Is there anything else you wanted to add, Eugene?
Well, join us, join Angel, stay tuned and help us build a new generation of apps for health.
Absolutely, absolutely. And if you don't mind, is there a way to, if we have questions or we have developers who are interested in the project, is there a way you recommend contacting you guys?
Angelsensor.com. Many ways to contact us from there. I'm getting all the emails, so just go there and find us. It's easy. Angelsensor.com.
Angelsensor.com, and I'm sure you guys are very responsive on there.
We try to be.
Okay. Well, Eugene, you have a wonderful weekend, and it was really a pleasure getting to talk with you, and we can't wait to see the exciting things that Angel has to offer in the future.
Thank you, Michael.
All right, you take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.